Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the Knife Center coming at you from Blade Show 2024 at the Viper Knives booth here in Little Italy in the Cobb Galleria. A few new folders and fixed blades and a surprise guest at the end. So don't go away, stick around to the end. We'll start with the folders though. The first is called the Safe, and it is a flipper with their automatic safe liner locking system. So looks kind of like a liner lock, but you actually have an extra tab in here. They introduced this on the Keeper 2 last year, maybe 2 years ago. And we'll show you here on a demonstrator version how it works. There's a little toggle there in the quote-unquote liner part of the lock that springs a pin up into the tang of the blade. And while that's engaged, you can't just straight push this liner out of the way to unlock it. You actually have to pull back on that little spring. But when you're ready to disengage, it's pretty much as easy to use as a liner lock. It just requires one little bit of an extra motion that you have to be aware of. It's pull down with the thumb and then push over. No problem. But a few different handle variations, as you can see. We've got some woods, micartas. I really like the brown burlap. Just looks good, let's be honest. The blade is about 3 3/4 inch long, featuring Magna Cut steel and this Tanto profile. It's flat ground all the way though. It's technically, you see a little bit of a transition there, so you could call it a compound grind, but it's pretty much a consistent flat grind, full flat grind the whole way through. So slicing is going to be pretty decent because it's not so thick. With that full flat grind especially, that's going to be nice. Crown spine, of course, for comfort. Full grip in the hand, even for my slightly larger than average hands. Deep carry pocket clip, which is single-sided in this case. Titanium backspacer, which is quite nice. Very easy to use, as mentioned. See, it doesn't even feel like an extra motion, but you have extra peace of mind with that locking safety right there. Thumb studs, of course, or flipper with the ball bearings and the pivot. Very, very nice feeling indeed. All right, next up we have Viper's first crossbar locking knife, and that is the Oniro. And these should be available soon at the Knife Center, and it's very nice. Blade length is just under 3 1/4 inches long, again with Magna Cut steel. Several different handle options are available. We've got a burlap as well as a yellow Ultim here as an option. But I really like the kind of flaring drop point shape to this Magna Cut blade here. It's the kind of utility I look for in this size of an EDC, but it has a little more flair than just a basic drop point. Lots of belly to use. That tip is still going to be useful. Nice crown spine on that as well. But the real question, of course, whenever a new crossbar lock hits the market is, how's the action? It's great. It just feels really, really good. You can see there the tang of the knife is substantial, and that helps with the feeling of substance as that blade is being flipped open. I like that very much. As far as the action as well, thrust bearings in that pivot. We've got a pocket clip. It is not reversible. It is following the angle of the knife a little bit. Might have been cool to see a reversible clip on there, given the lock bar itself is of course ambidextrous, but hey, there you go. Nice profile when folded, and despite a kind of unconventional look to the handle, it actually nestles into my hands pretty well. Thumb sits really naturally right here. My pinky finds this area at the tail end of the knife, very natural, and helps with the manipulation of that blade. All right, next up, we've got some fixed blades, and you may have already seen the Handy from Viper. This one here has an Ultim handle and the drop point blade, but they've recently unveiled the Handy 2, which is the same handle, but with a sheep's foot style blade. 3 1/4 inches on that blade, and again, the use of Magna Cut steel, which I've mentioned it a few times in this video, but if you're unfamiliar with it, is a knife that will, or a steel that is very stainless, will hold an edge a very long time, and is quite tough as well. Normally, any other steel, one of those 3 categories won't be quite as high as the others, but this one pumps them all up, and it's kind of the only steel out there doing that these days. I think especially with this transition to the sheep's foot style blade here, it really leans into that heavy working utility knife style of vibe. Big, powerful push cuts are going to be very nicely executed with this, and of course you got that fine tip as well. Milled handles, these are one of the wood handle scale options, but several flavors are available, is typical from them. And again, slightly unconventional look to the handle, but ergonomically it just plain works. My hand fits it very naturally indeed. Again, natural spots for my fingers to land. You got a little bit of jimping, like internal jimping on the crown spine here, giving you a little bit of visual and mechanical texture right there, which is quite nice. Sheath-wise, we are looking at Kydex, and it has these two belt straps right here to allow allow horizontal carry, I should say, and looks like standard snaps right there. And I bet you could make some aftermarket stuff on this work if you'd rather have a vertical carry rather than the horizontal. But ready to go. You've got a very good working combination here for your tool. All right, next up we've got another fixed blade. This is a Jens Anso design. This is called the Ranger. Here are two of the flavors right here. We've got a Sure Touch handle and we've got an olive wood handle, and then other options are going to be able to be had as well. Really cool drop point blade, 4.5 inches with N690 steel. I like the fact that the edge drops a little bit below the handle right here, which means in a pinch you might be able to do some cutting board work, chopping herbs, mincing stuff in a camp type situation, which is quite nice. Comfortable crown spine on that with a full flat grind. It's going to have the slicing potential you would need for that type of task, as well as making it a good camp knife because there is enough thickness there for some durability. As far as feel in the hand, it's maybe a little small for my hands, which are again slightly larger than average. Medium to smaller hands I think are going to find this exceptionally nice to hold on to. And I always love Sure Touch as well. It's layers of G10 and rubber together that gives you a little bit of kind of in-between nature between those two materials. You get some stability from the G10 and you get some gripability from the rubbery texture underneath right there. It is a full tang knife, as you can see, with a lanyard point here at the back. But right here at the top, where your thumb might rest, it actually wraps above the tang, which makes for, especially on the Sure Touch, a very comfortable place for your thumb to land. Sheath on this knife is going to be leather. Here it is. It feels very nicely constructed. Everything is nice and thick and very well stitched together. That's all I've personally got to show you. The next thing though, I did promise you a surprise guest with another knife to take a look at. So we're going to bring him on right now. All right, Igor, we're ready for you.
What?
We're ready for you. Come on.
I didn't have to come up? Right or not?
It's time.
It's time?
We're going to talk about your knives now.
Surprise, surprise!
It's Igor, everybody. Of course, you may know him on this channel from helping me present the MKM videos over the years. He's off doing his own thing now, one of which is the new brand Straight Line, which we'll give a shout out to right now. You're working on some debut products right now.
Yep.
But you've also got a collaboration with Viper to talk about. Please.
I'm very happy about it.
Most of the time, I have to talk. I'm talking about stuff, helping present your things, but now you have to present.
Okay.
You have to take care of the thing.
I'll do that. I think I can do that. Maybe. I'll try. Let's see what happens.
Tell us about the Mirror series, please.
Yeah, the knife I designed for Viper is called Mirror, and are these two guys that comes out of my pockets. So basically, what's interesting about the Mirror? Okay, you can see that it's a small fixed blade. It comes with a leather sheath with a magnet, as usual, for the knife I like to carry, and for something also that we did together in the past.
I enjoy that type of. In fact, that may be the actual sheath from that particular project here at this point.
Anyway, so basically we have a small fixed blade. Just the blade is a little bit over 3 inches. The idea behind this knife was to do something with a thumb choil. I can call it thumb choil. I don't know.
Thumb ramp?
Yeah, it's not exactly a thumb ramp. You can call it a thumb ramp, but I would like to call it a thumb choil because it's more like a finger choil stuff. So we came out with this design, and then what happened? It was fun. Let's say that we had the pieces, the cutout pieces, with no grindings, and I showed to a couple of people. One of those is right behind me. Not right behind me, right beside me. Sorry. Just a mistake, right beside me, and other people, and they came out. Some of them were just trying to handle it in the same thought that was on the upside down side. So what I came in my mouth, I said, okay, we have two knives.
Let's do both.
So basically, we have two knives that has exactly the same outlines. They are perfectly matching. but they are two different soles, completely different. So Mirror 1, that was the first original design, has more like gentleman style, like a little bit piercing, a little bit like this kind of
sweeping, maybe. Yeah.
And it's also very good for cutting steak. You know, yesterday evening I got a nice steak, and this was perfect. So
you think the restaurants around here would know when the Blade Show comes around, they should bring out the good knives, but they never know.
Yeah,
they never do it.
They never do it. The waiter yesterday was very surprised. He said, "I didn't give you that knife. No, it's mine." So yeah, the blade is made out of M390. We have different variation for each of the two. So we have carbon fiber, micarta, two kind of woods, so zircote, bocote, and then a G10 version with different blade finishing. And the same for the Mirror 2. The Mirror 2, that is basically the different twin, I would call like that. I don't know.
It's the opposite side of the mirror.
Yeah. In some cases I see them like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know? You know, the kind of, more or less. So it's more an utilitarian style knife. Obviously, in this case, you have a finger choil for your index finger. You have a very good grip. You can do much different kind of works. Also, the design of the handle is being tapered, let's say, from the back to the blade. So also you have also a good pitch grip.
And that's probably going to make it nice going into that leather sheath as well.
Exactly.
Like slides right in.
Exactly. And into the leather sheath, since it's 3mm thick, the blade, and the handles are very thin. So basically, in your pocket, it's very unobtrusive. You can see it's very slim. And basically, just a little part came out, but it's just enough, you know, to take it out and put it back.
And if you want more, you've got, as you have right here, you've got the lanyard.
You can put a lanyard, to help you take it out. Yeah. So these are the Mirror 1 and the Mirror 2. What do you think?
I think they're going to be very cool. I think they're available soon.
Yeah.
Because you said you showed them to me too. I personally like this one a little better. It seems more natural, but it's also cool to see stuff that pushes things a little bit. You know, a little bit outside the ordinary and different. And this certainly has an original look, so it's going to stand out, which is nice.
That's basically my favorite because it was the first one I designed, and also I like it. It's a little bit more sexy, a little bit more stylish, a little bit more.
It's more
standing out.
It's definitely more original than this.
Yeah,
sure. Absolutely. Excellent. So all these should be available soon, and we're excited. And I'm excited to have you back on the channel too.
Me too.
You know I love you, buddy. We'll try not to hit microphones and piss Thomas off there over on the editing side of things. Well, that's all we have to show you for right now. If you want to see just as soon as these things are available, a few things you can do. Follow our YouTube channel here, follow our social media pages, and follow the link in the description to the Viper brand page at KnifeCenter.com, where you can see all the latest as it becomes available. Make sure to keep sticking around for our Blade Show coverage. We'll see you in those other videos. And Igor, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.